What's going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV coming to you from Punta Cana in Dominican Republic. In this video, we're going to talk about things to know, things to see, also what to wear, a whole bunch of stuff. We're starting out at an all-inclusive resort. There's a lot of that here. We're going to talk on it. Let's go. Let's talk about when to go to Dominican Republic. Now, do bear in mind, in the Caribbean Sea, they get hurricanes. And that hurricane season is from about July until October, sometimes even into November. So do keep that in mind. I'm currently here in October, and there's no threat of hurricane or tropical storm, but we do get some storms that build up occasionally. In terms of the heat, it's pretty much always going to be a bit humid. Even right now, it's fall, but 90 degrees is pretty much the average, maybe 86. At night, it does get a bit humid, so you can't really get away from that. The temperature, because it is temperate and tropical, stays about the same year-round. All right, so let's actually talk about all-inclusive resorts. So in Punta Cana, you're gonna find a lot of that. And what that basically means is that when you book a hotel, everything's included. The food, the drinks. Now, that doesn't include everything though, because they say everything's included, but then if you want to get a tour or if you want to get a massage, because they do have these beach massages right there under the stars in the evening or in the afternoon, you can get it. The drinks, the food, and a lot of the other miscellaneous things, the Wi-Fi, all included in that. Now, Punta Cana has a lot of it. The thing that I've noticed with that, it gets busy in there. And it's not quite like staying at a Hilton or being at a Marriott. So it does have its pros and it has its cons. So far, I would say that 50-50 on it, but I'm definitely gonna take advantage of the free drinks and the free food. So Punta Cana, lots all inclusive. Now let's talk about things to see and do. There is a lot out here. In fact, you could compare Punta Cana to what you would get in the Riviera Maya with Cancun. So here you have Samana Island, you have Isla Sauana, two different islands, one's up north and the other one is south of here. You also have ATVs and you have eco parks. So they have waterfalls, jungle safaris, lots of different activities that you can partake in out here. Also going out on party boats, okay? They have speedboats, they have catamarans. So do look into some of that if you're looking for activities. Here at the hotel, they will have plenty of that available for you. Right now, we're going on a full island tour, $99 a person. I think they give us a discount, so don't be scared to ask for discounts. All right, let's talk about cost of living or cost of getting around here. So the taxi rides, the ride from the airport, or the taxis from the hotels, I've noticed that there's basically two different pricing. There's the local price, and then there is the tourist price. Tourists obviously pay way more. It's like a tax that's put on you. But for the food, I would say that the prices are, they're fairly good pricing, but I've seen cheaper in other places. So Punta Cana being a tourist town, you're not gonna get that like small town Latin American pricing. You get basically two prices. The tourist price or the local price, sometimes you get like a little bit of haggling and you can negotiate. What I've experienced here in Punta Cana, it's not that affordable. You will see some savings in your hotel accommodations, especially during the situation we have going on in the world today. I've noticed the prices are fairly reasonable, but I've also seen prices upwards of $400, $500 to $1,000 a night for a hotel room. But I've also seen hotel rooms and casitas, Airbnbs, for under $70 a night. So it just depends on what your stress tolerance is for your quality of life. All right, let's talk about the main reason you guys are coming here, the beaches, that Gatorade colored blue water that the Caribbean has. Can you get that in Punta Cana? Well, right now we're here. The water is nice, it's warm, but it's not that Gatorade colored blue water. I believe if I want to get that, I have to go to Isla Sauana in order to get that more clear water. You will see people out here swimming. It's a little bit turbid, which means a little bit murky, but that's okay. The sand is very soft, it's white sand. A little bit of seaweed, but nothing like you get in Riviera Maya. Overall, I would say that the beach here is a nice vibe, but many of the bars and the nightlife are closed unless you're staying at one of the hotels. So if you're gonna try and stay at the beach here and you're looking for some nightlife, it's gonna be inland here in Punta Cana, not so much on the beach unless you're at a hotel. Because if you're at a hotel, like this one here, it's called the Impressive. They do have bars and nightclubs that are open exclusive to the guests. Let's talk about something that many of you are actually curious about, the safety when you get here. Is it safe for solo travel, for families, for couples? I would say overall, yes, it's going to be a fairly safe experience. Obviously, you have to take necessary precautions as with anywhere you go. But unlike some of the other Latin American countries that you might go to, there's not such a big problem with the organized crime or the cartels right here in Dominican Republic. So they just have isolated incidents that happen, maybe late at night. You might not want to be walking through a dark alleyway. So do plan accordingly, whether it's for someone to come pick you up from the hotel or some trusted taxi cab driver that you meet throughout the process. But for the most part, yes, it's safe for solo. So traveling alone here, safe. You can easily get from the airport to the hotel, no real problems. You can arrange that beforehand with the hotel, so you have that accountability, the sign in, sign out stuff. Resorts are going from the resort to the actual tour place. I did notice that they have these Jeeps, these open air Jeeps that some people might not feel comfortable with because there's no seatbelts. So they do have buses for that. So you might want to ask, is this on a bus or on one of the Jeep Safari Jeeps that they have? We call it a Jeepney or something like this, but there's no seatbelts on it. It's open air and you go down the freeway, going 45, 50, 60 miles an hour. It's not a big deal, but some people might feel uncomfortable with that. But I would say so far, that's kind of the most dangerous thing that I've seen. The people are friendly, but also being aware of walking at night in dark alleyways, as with anywhere, you might be aware of that. So pretty safe overall. As you can see right here, we're going to get some of that a la carte buffet that comes with an all-inclusive, but we're going to talk about food here in a second. Yeah, so one of the benefits of a all-inclusive resort is the buffet, where you can get unlimited eats, lots of dessert, whereas with staying outside of an all-inclusive, you get to customize your meals and choose what restaurants you want to eat at. I would say, in some regards, if you really like buffets, the all-inclusive is the way to go for this kind of stuff. And just to expand on the actual food subject, the fish out here, you might want to be extra careful with that, especially the ceviche. Make sure it's cooked in lime. Also, there are a variety of different foods. You can get hamburgers, you can get sushi I've seen out here, and plenty of Dominican style cuisine. So that's about all you need to know about the food. All right, let's talk about the currency. It's actually 56 Dominican pesos to $1 US. Okay, so out here you're going to go to ATM machines. You're going to see the exchange rate, and then you're going to notice that you thought you were withdrawing $300 worth of US currency, and then you're going to look at your tab on your bank account statement. It's going to say $340, and you're going to be like, well, that's not what the ATM told me. So there are these conversion rates that differ depending on where you're at. So not only pay attention to the actual fee on the ATM, but also pay attention to the actual conversion rate. Consider getting an American Express card or some other credit card, Visa, Chase Sapphire. The reason is because they have good consumer protection that some of these debit cards don't necessarily offer. Let's talk about the locals. So they are considered Dominican. They're Teano people. There are also some Hispanic people from Spain, and then there's also people from African descent that are also here. Those are the Dominican people. Okay, and it's a Caribbean island, but some would consider it also part of Latin America, depending on who you ask. Some people might say it's a Caribbean island, but others would say it's part of Latino culture. Another thing to consider about the people here, a lot of the tourists, they're coming from Russia, I've noticed. So here at this all-inclusive resort, most of the people are actually from Russia, not from the United States or from Britain or something like that. So that's kind of interesting, I found. So overall, I would say come to Punta Cana. It's going to be a good experience. Just be aware that they're going to try and get money off you, especially if you go outside of the all-inclusive resort. When you're out there, of course, you're going to have a better, more culturally rich experience, but you're going to be around people who are going to be coming up to you, trying to sell you different things. Whereas if you just stick to the plan that the all-inclusive resort has for you, it's going to be a little bit smoother sailing with avoiding that. Me personally, I like to go out there and actually live it up. As you'll see in our other video, the Punta Cana travel guide, we did do a regular hotel stay, and then we did this all-inclusive. One of the things I'll say about the all-inclusive, if you show up before 3 o'clock, they're not going to let you check in. So if you show up at 11 o'clock in the morning, you might be sitting in the lobby here waiting to actually get checked into your hotel, and that's a long time to wait. Now, they did give us a wristband, and that's good. But, I still wanted to be able to drop off my luggage, but because I had a computer, I couldn't do that. So keep that in mind. Showing up early might not be in your best interest. So if you can get a flight that arrives around 2:30, 3 o'clock, I expect a big flood of people to just go to the check-in counter at 3 o'clock. It's going to be a zoo, so I'm going to go out in town and wait for that flood of people to check in to kind of pass through, so it's not just so congested in there. But it's okay. Once I get in there, it's all good. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoy your stay in Punta Cana and enjoy this channel. We'll see you on the next one.